The point is not, Daniel, what do I say when I get ghosted? It's why are you getting ghosted? YouTube, let me show you how you can prevent the ghost rather than what you say when you get ghosted. Follow me inside. Come on, let's deal with this right now. I wanted 10 million people to impact. So I don't care what the couple says, what that person says, what this person says. Hey team, what's up? Welcome back to another YouTube video. And in this video, I want to help out the sales individual when they come to me and they message me and they say, well, Daniel, you know, I got ghosted. I booked this meeting with this individual for Friday and she ghosted me on Friday, or I booked this meeting for an individual for an appointment on Thursday to meet them at their home and they ghosted me and they didn't reply to me, and I texted them 30 minutes before. Now stop. The question is not, Daniel, what do I got to say when I get ghosted? The question is, why the heck are you getting ghosted? Because remember this, the moment you go into follow-up, at a certain point in follow-up, the more you follow up, to me, the more you're losing posture, especially if you're not doing follow-up the right way, which might be part 2 of this series. But the first question is this: why are you getting ghosted in the first place? See, the lower level of rapport and the lower the relationship, the higher level of ghosting. You should already write that down. And that's not even point number 1 yet. But the first thing we're going to try to do is we're going to try to prevent the ghost. Rather than trying to deal with the ghost, let's do this. Why the heck are you getting ghosted? Because face it, by the way, the first thing is this: you're thinking about the client is not thinking about you. You're thinking about your meeting on Friday. The client has life in between Monday and Friday. They got life. You got your sales business. You're thinking about closing them, serving them, helping them, bringing them into your program, selling the product. They got life in between. They got to take their kids, to soccer, to cheerleading. They got work. They got business that they got to deal with. You got your business. They got their own business. It's our job to follow up, to pre-follow up prior to the meeting, professionally, the right way, with value, to number 1, keep it exciting enough, which is point number 1. You avoid the ghost from interaction number 1. You avoid the ghost from interaction number 1. So let's jump out of sales for a second. Imagine I'm on, or you're on, the first date with the lady, right? You're on the first date. The date's going well. Imagine you're on the first conversation, like you door knock the prospect, or you reach out to a prospect on social media. You're on the first conversation, the first date. The date's going well. Everything's going good. You have a good dinner together. And step number 1, you don't listen. You know to observe, right? Which every great sales rep does. They listen, they observe. They seek to understand and they don't seek to reply. They ask questions to gather data, to use it further on inside of the conversation. Now you guys are, oh, but sales isn't dating. It is. Listen to me. So then towards the end of the date, you're driving home Sally, right? And what do? You give Sally a kiss, you give her a hug, you open up the door, and then you say, hey, Sally, well, let's keep in touch. Done. The first thing you got to do to prevent the ghost is you got to use your listening skills from the date. Hey, Sally, by the way, before I let you go, what are you doing? So the first thing that I do, I clear the calendar. What are you doing next Friday at 8 p.m.? Right? Well, nothing. Hey, you told me you liked horseback riding, right? I actually have a friend that owns, a ranch with a bunch of horses that we could take private lessons and go horseback riding. Why don't I pick you up at 8 p.m. Eastern? Step number 2, I listened to Sally. And I made it exciting enough for Sally to show up to date number 2. Because any weak-ass individual just says, well, what are you doing next Friday? No, I used what she liked, okay? And I talked in terms of Sally's interests, in terms of your prospect's interests. So it's, hey, by the way, Sally, what are you doing at 8 p.m. Eastern? Sally, also, you told me at the date that you love horseback riding. You told me at dinner you like horseback riding. Funny enough, I actually have an uncle, a friend that owns a private ranch where we could take out horses for 2 hours. Then we can go grab some wine. What do you say, 8 p.m. Friday? I'll pick you up at your house. Get ready. I'll send you a text out a couple hours before the morning of, just so I can confirm a quote. Count on you being there. Ciao, bye, hug, kiss, ciao, good. What? Number 1, you listened. Sexy language, number 1 inside of sales. Number 2, you made the date exciting enough. You made the meeting exciting enough. Why? Because guess what? There's something called competition. Not just in dating, inside of sales. There's other going to be people calling your prospect, messaging your prospect, but if you can make the first meeting or the second meeting exciting enough, they have something to look forward to. Sometimes people ghost you not because they don't like, it's just not exciting the second date. So I got to make the second date exciting. So they're like, I can't wait to go horseback riding on Friday. Or guess what happens? Somebody on Wednesday makes the Friday date more exciting, then disappears. She ghosts you on the Friday. And Sally doesn't reply back to you because you didn't listen in the first date and you didn't use something on the second date to make it exciting enough. See, when the future is exciting enough, people show up. Now, I said they got life in between. So number one, you clear the calendar. Number two, you make the date exciting enough. You make the second meeting exciting enough. You have them look forward to something on the second meeting or on the first meeting. Number three, the reminder. Why? Again, you got your business to look forward that you have to close Sally on a Friday back inside of business, okay? Same as dating. You have that to look forward to. Sally has life. She has kids that she has to take to cheerleading, or she has business in between that we said, right? It's your job to remind the prospect. Don't think if you don't send off a prospect a message 48 hours prior, 24 hours prior, that automatically the prospect is to show up. See, they might not even have a Google Calendar. They're inside of your Google Calendar. You're not inside of theirs. They might not even have the invite. They might just work their life off of, a sheet, a piece of paper, or they might not even have one. It's your job to remind that individual. That's like you expecting to pick up a lady at 8 p.m. on a date on Friday and you didn't message her in the morning. She, fellas, probably has other plans. Maybe with another dude, maybe with some other friends, but you can't just expect to text her at 7:30 and be like, hey, by the way, I'm gonna be outside your house at 8 p.m. and give her 30 minutes to get ready. No, that's absurd. We don't do it inside of sales, and that's why we get ghosted. So if my meeting's set for Friday at 3 p.m., I'm gonna text Sally on Wednesday or Thursday, say, hey, Sally, by the way, step number 3, the reminder. It's your job to remind them. If you don't remind them, somebody else will remind them. Hey, Sally, by the way, I can't wait to meet with you at 3 p.m. Eastern on Friday. I did some research and I did some homework. Step number 4, obligation. There's 5 steps to this, right? Step number 1, make it exciting enough, right? Make it exciting enough. Step number 1, listen. Step number 2, make it exciting enough. Step number 3, set the reminder. Step number 4, put them under a sense of obligation in the reminder. Sally, I can't wait to meet with you on Friday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern or 3 p.m. Eastern. I did some homework and I did some research on your file. By what I know from your Instagram, I looked at you. I know you're the single mother of 2. I brought up some clients that we served inside of our business that are mother of 2 that we helped out with a 90-day game plan. I did some homework with you, and I want to show you that exactly at 3 p.m. Eastern on Friday. I can't wait to show you, okay, the game plan we set in place for them and customize it towards you on Friday. Can't wait to show you at 3 p.m. Eastern. Can I count on you showing up at 3 p.m. Eastern? Step number 5, add the accountability. Step number 4, I put them under a sense of obligation. I did something for you. I did research for you. I put you under a sense of obligation. I did something for you. The least you could do is show up to a call. See, in life, you could put somebody under a sense of obligation where if I give you a coffee, you feel like you owe me a coffee. If I give you my apartment for the week in Miami, you feel like you might owe me your cottage for the weekend if I come down to Canada. We do that within sales. We put people under the sense of obligation, okay, with our words. So I said, hey, by the way, Sally, I did X, Y, and Z. The least you could do for me is show up for 15 to 30 minutes on Friday. Oh, he did something for me. Now I got to show up, right? Step number 5, accountability. Can I count on you showing up Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? Let me know by the end of today. Why? Everybody wants to be counted on. Nobody wants to be counted out. See, if my mother calls me and she says, Daniel, can I count on you showing up December 7th for your brother's engagement? Yes, you can count on me. Boom, she locked me in. See, accountability locks people in. Why? I don't want to go against my word. People want to be counted on, not counted out. So the moment you ask somebody, by the way, can I count on you showing up at 3 p.m., you lock them in. So remember that. Number 1, you listen. Number 2, you make the first meeting or the second meeting excited enough for them to show up. Number 3, you set the reminder. Number 4, you put them under a sense of obligation. And number 5, you make them accountable. Follow those 5 things and watch your show rate increase. I'll see you guys on the next video. And by the way, if you're not yet subscribed, guys, click somewhere here in this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're going off on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Can't wait to see you guys in the next video.